so welcome back to the Black Country Rock Show. We are here filming at Madhouse Studios in Birmingham. Many very famous bands over the years have rehearsed here. And we're very happy to be here today. We have a live studio audience. Give us a cheer. That makes it sound like there are way more people in here than there actually are. And we are joined by some very special guests. We have Rocky Shades.
Hello viewers.
And Just Riot from the band Wildside Riot. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys.
It's lovely to have you here.
We're glad to be here.
Now, Rocky, before we talk about Wildside Riot, you are actually a very well-known face yourself, aren't you?
Apparently so.
Rocky was the lead singer in a band called Wrathchild, who were massive in the 80s. Different colour hair then?
Yes, I was a blonde back in those days, at least in 1987. Then I became a black, then I became a pink, then it was green, then it was blue, then it went back to blonde, and then it went black again.
Do blondes have more fun?
Well, I'm not really at liberty to say, but yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your time with Wrathchild then. And
Right. For those that do not know,
I'm sure most people do.
no, there's a lot of people that don't know the full stories that go behind Wrathchild. We were undoubtedly the godfathers of the new wave of British heavy metal, glam metal movement UK division. We were the most dangerous band on the planet. Our effects were not safe in any shape or form. We were an insurance risk. You could seriously hurt yourself coming to see us. It was great.
You had pyrotechnics, didn't you? Even on smaller gigs.
We had indoor pyrotechnics in the dressing room. We had outdoor pyrotechnics on stage. We were just so dangerous. Really was fun.
So where did you tour? Was it in the UK or all over? Or?
Well, I've been reading some reports lately from the other band members, and I seem to recall that we were in the same band at the same time. They seem to think we went abroad. I don't remember travelling abroad at all. I just remember that we was limited to this country because nobody else would let us out the country. We were that dangerous. They refused us entry into Ireland.
Oh my goodness.
Goodness me!
Because I've got a loving for stage weaponry, bazookas, cannons, mace and chain, medieval axes. I just love violent weapons.
So, and that's a quote. Rocky Shades, I just love violent weapons. But couldn't you have gone without the violent weapons?
No, not really.
Because customs don't generally like that kind of
Well, whilst we're on the same tour, we were double headlining, and they was refusing to go without Blackie's saw blade codpiece. They was refusing to go without the torture shed, and basically, if they wasn't going to take their stuff, then why should we have gone without ours?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, it's hard enough to get a guitar on airplanes these days, never mind a sword in it.
It's hard enough to get a guitarist on an airplane. Once you pick them up from the bar several times.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So, did you go on tour with other people, or was it in your own right? Or?
Two people spring to mind. The obvious one is the most documented one, which is obviously Wasp. Stories about that one abound. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But there was another band that we had a great time with, and that was Fastway, which was Fast Eddie Clarke of Motorhead.
Oh, right, yeah.
I met Lemmy quite a few times in my sort of earlier rock days when I was a punter. And I stuck with them through all their different member changes, and we supported Fastway a couple of times, and I thought we could drink until I met the members of Fastway, and I was suddenly reintroduced to a new way of life.
Oh my God.
I was shown into this dressing room at, I think it was Victoria Hall, Hanley, by Stoke-on-Trent, and there was 3 shower cubicles full of drink, and they said, "This is your drinks rider."
Oh my God!
And I thought, hang on a minute, this is unreal. I says, "What are you guys drinking?" He went, "Follow me."
Yeah.
We went round the corner and there was just a corridor just full of Red Stripe.
Oh my God.
Just corridor.
Are they all still alive?
Pete Way is just about still alive, and he can outdrink anybody I've ever met in this business. He's just unbelievable.
Yeah. By the way, if you can hear any noise in the background here, we should say that because we're in a rehearsal studio, there are actually bands rehearsing around us. So
Which tends to happen in a rehearsal studio.
yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yes.
This is true.
So just enjoy background music while we're talking. So come on then, tell us a few stories.
Okay, favourite story on the Wasp tour. I don't think I've ever admitted to this in public, so
This is an exclusive.
This could be exclusive. This could be bloody. Let's see. We was on the very last tour of the Wasp dates we were doing, and I think it was St Albans City Hall. And
Quite a nice area.
Well, yeah, it was a nice area. Wasp were renowned for having a topless female in the torture cabinet. At some point during the evening, the topless female gets changed into a skeleton, and then it looks like she's been half eaten, whatever. The moment that this woman came out the torture cabinet, me and a fellow roadie, shall I name him? Yeah, why not? He's a friend of mine, he's called Pip. We actually got hold of the skeleton. We sat it down with a newspaper in its hands, with a pair of jeans around its ankles, and then went back round the front of the stage to watch the sparks when the torture cabinet got opened later on. Picture this and capture this moment in your head. The doors open, the face clocks the skeleton, sat down in the toilet now.
Oh my god.
And the face was a picture. I think I can honestly say I've never been hated so much in all of my life.
How did they know it was you? They just knew.
They just assumed that I'd done it,
Yeah.
being one of the practical jokers, I suppose. But I mean, I'm not admitted to do it. I was just there when it was done.
Yeah, it wasn't me, girl. Except you've just
I didn't
admitted
do it, my lord.
on TV. So.
That's one of my favourite stories.
How about spiking somebody? Rocky has quite dangerous costumes that he wears.
Okay. Everybody's got a favourite story that they tell around the world, or when they go on holiday, whatever. I've got a favourite story, and I've been telling this story year after year after year. Suddenly found myself at a friend's wedding, a rock guitarist's wedding, a few months back. And a guy came up and introduced himself to me. And he was my all-time favourite story. I then gave him legendary status by showing him round to all the guests and saying, this story I'm about to tell you now, this is the guy, this is the proof that it happened. It all started, I think it was down in London, it was on stage. The front of the stage with the Wrathchild set was all barbed wire, real barbed wire, not pretend stuff. We used to get bits of people and clothing out of the barbed wire at the end of the shows. This guy reached up to try and shake my hand. Now, I was wearing the sort of gear that, if anyone's seen the Stack Attack video, I was wearing all that stuff with the spikes, the nails, the armour plating. He pulls me straight over the top of the barbed wire, and I impaled his hand to the floor. And me feeling a bit sort of, concerned about this poor guy, he gets up, his hand's absolutely streaming with blood, and I took one look at the hole in his hand, and I said, Stigmata!
Oh my god.
No, bless him, he's still a mate of mine now.
Yeah.
But did you know him before the wedding, or he just happened to be at the wedding and recognised you?
I knew him because he was trying to sell me bogus photos of my own concert, which I thought was a pretty
Bogus
good...
photos? What? They weren't
photos
you?
that he'd taken totally unauthorised by us.
Yeah.
He obviously got a bit confused and tried to sell them to me.
Ah.
Lord.
And I sort of went, this man looks a bit familiar.
Okay.
But I thought, enterprise where enterprise is due.
Yeah. Punishment
God.
for doing stuff you shouldn't be doing at a concert.
And am I right that, because you can't just buy costumes with spikes and nails on in the shops, can you?
Well, no, not unless you've got major record backing that's going to put hundreds of thousands of dollars into a suit. I made everything that I wore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything. I know a hardware shop like the back of my hand. I used sort of ducting from, air ducts. I've used nails, bolts, you name it, it's all in there.
Am I right that some of your shoulder pads were actually mud guards? someone's bike, is that right?
Now, if my elder brother is watching this programme, this is my chance now to apologise to you for sawing your Tiger Cub mudguards in half and making the armour plating, which does feature on the Tube's video of us doing Stack Attack. Yes, you were right. They were your Tiger Cub mudguards. They were very difficult to saw in half and they were worth a fortune. I do apologise, my boy.
It's like confession here and now, isn't it? I feel like a priest.
Say several Hail Marys and rock your roll.
Oh my goodness.
So, but of course, now you're not doing Wrathchild anymore. You have a new project.
We have a new band. Mm-hmm. This is my new guitarist. This is Just Riot. The T-shirt's a minor clue.
Oh yes, go on, model
see you again.
the
How you doing?
T-shirt for us. If you can see that, it
The
actually
band
says
model.
Wildside Riot. I
Yeah.
love the design. Who did the design?
Some bloke we know.
Yeah.
Some bloke we know give us the design. Apparently it's not copyrighted, so we don't have to pay him any serious money for it. But thanks.
It's really cool. It's really
Oh,
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And so, just what do you do in the band?
I'm guitarist.
Ah, okay, I see. And what's your guitar of choice then?
My guitar of choice. Well,
Well, it's got a neck. It's got them six
Yeah.
twiddly bits. Plug it in.
I normally use. I've got an Ibanez GM, but my main guitar I use is Yamaha Pacifica. It's just I've grown up with it. You know, it's just like my main guitar.
Feels
you know.
comfortable.
Yeah, inside out, yeah. I think I do.
And have you guys known each other long, or was it just
Not
since
long.
May.
Not long?
But
Feels like it.
I being a fan of all the glam stuff, you know, I knew of Wrathchild and I used to watch the Stack Attack video and stuff like that on YouTube. And it was Gaz who got me involved. He rang up, didn't he? Cause,
Yeah, that's our drummer.
Right. mhm.
yeah,
Okay.
our drummer, he rang me up and said, "Oh, Iggy was the original guitarist from the Gypsy Pistols, wasn't it?"
Yeah.
And he left, and Gaz asked me to join, and I was like, "Yeah, definitely."
The first I heard of Justice playing, he did a little snippet on a track that we'd already partly recorded. And I just heard what he did, and I says, "Do not let this boy get away. I don't care what we're going to do to keep him. You know, he's ours." You know, I just heard that, and I thought it's so fresh to the ideas that I'd got already. I just needed that little something else as like the icing on the cake.
Oh.
See, what we tried to capture the retro sort of influences from the previous music that I've been associated with, but in the same state of mind, I wanted something a little fresher. I wanted something a bit now.
Yeah.
And Joss is very influenced by people like Brian May, Eddie Van Halen, brings a nice melody to a crunchy, heavy song.
Awesome.
Eddie's my favourite.
Yeah, Eddie's your
Even though I
favourite.
got Hendrix tattooed on me, but
And so, what is the status with Wildside Riot at the moment? Are you gigging? Are you writing an album?
We have been
Are you-
gigging just to make sure that what we're doing is working. We've just
a few
recently
doors
played a fantastic biker club in Grimsby. They've done us a lot of favours. They want to put us on next year as part of our Riot on the Road tour,
Okay.
2012. And where we're at the moment, we're laying guides down for the album proper. We should be recording and finishing the album off by the end of January. We've got
music videos or
we've got a music video to arrange. Yeah, that should be done before Christmas. It's a new photo session about to be unleashed on our new website, which is also about to be unleashed.
I actually have had a sneak preview of one of the
Ah,
shots.
I pay for it, and everybody else gets to look.
Sorry. It's very good. By the way, I love it.
No,
Yeah, I won't say too much. Have you seen it then?
I've seen some test photos.
6.
Those?
Looks good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those look good. So who's in the band then?
Of course, I'm the most well-known person and the oldest. I'm the grandfather of rock and roll. We've got Just Riot, obviously lead guitarist. We've got a drummer who used to play for a band called Knockout Kane, who are currently supporting quite a few interesting people.
That's how we got involved in it, because where Iggy was the original guitarist, wasn't he? And
Yeah,
Iggy.
Iggy. He went back to the Gypsy Pistoleros.
I think they played with Knockout Kane, didn't they? And
Yeah.
and he rang up Gaz asking to join band with you, was it?
Yeah, and the bass player I've got currently, I tried to put together my own version of Wrathchild about 18 months ago. My sole reason for doing that was I wanted to just play the old songs again for the people that have been asking us to bring the old songs back. And the bass player that I had, James Crofts, in Rocky Shade's Wrathchild, which we used to call RSW for short, he's now on board with us.
Fantastic.
And the guy who used to play bass in Wildside Riot now turns out to be a much better rhythm stroke lead guitarist.
Wow.
And when I asked him, why did you just play bass when you were this good on rhythm? Because I had another guy that was playing that to start with, and he actually said to me, I just wanted to be in your band.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
Isn't that
That's
sweet?
awesome. Yeah.
Cool. So, Rocky, do you get recognised all the time? Still now, or do you
not
find
at all. It's always happening. Even when I try and be my most humble, it's always happening. I'm really a very humble character, folks. Don't let this fool you for 1 minute.
Even with the change in hair as well, because
More so with the change in hair.
Yeah.
My children, when they were very, very young, they remembered me as a blonde, obviously. As I went into the transition of dark hair, they could still recognise me from videos. They'd still recognise it was the dad, and yet they were still only young. So, you know, I don't think the hair made that much of a difference. It certainly got bigger over the years, and far less hairspray. I mean, I don't want to, advertise here, but we used to use 2 cans of the most ardent hairspray per show, and we were actually a fire risk.
oh my
Wow.
god,
And I played a gig once in Liverpool, and some guy was trying to throw cigarettes at my hair to get me to ignite.
oh my god,
And
that's terrible.
I don't want to give myself a bad reputation on screen, but I'd actually hit this guy 3 times before my feet touched the ground
Oh, my word.
when I jumped off the stage at him.
Christ,
Yeah.
The launch had bits of pyro flying up in the air near my head. I
Oh
was
God,
like
yeah, that was
dodging them.
Yeah. A launch show. We had a launch show at another favourite haunt of ours, a place in Acox Green in Birmingham called Route 44s.
All right.
Superb place. Anybody that hasn't either been there or hasn't played there, you ought to get in touch now because it's a really great venue. It's small, but it's nice. It's a good feeling. Nice warm welcome off the people. And we tried to put a lot of pyros in a small space, and I think we were in danger of. They don't just refurbish the place. We were in danger of bringing it all
Oh
down.
my god. So, Rocky, are you from Birmingham?
I am originally from Birmingham, yeah.
Whereabouts?
A place called Kings Norton.
Oh, I know. Norton, yeah.
And I went to Turbs Green School, for anybody that actually remembers that far.
Yeah, their teachers quaking in their boots. I remember.
Well, I remember one of my teachers saying, you will amount to nothing, you will become an unknown and just become another cardboard box in a street.
That was a personal message then.
No names, but you know who you are!
Nice
And
one.
am I right that you filmed, was it the video for Stack Attack? You filmed at the Black Country Museum?
Yes.
Yeah?
We've got somebody to thank for that, though, and this particular person's took a lot of stick over the years, and that's Mr. Paul Birch of Heavy Metal Records, which became Revolver Records. For about 30 years, I actually thought he was just the sole troublemaker in the legal problems we were having with the bands, and I've discovered that other people were involved closer to home in the band, and he's turned out to be quite a nice ally. He's filled in a lot of the gaps in the head, because I'm writing a book all about Being Shades. That's why it's called Being Shades. And the reason it's taking so long I wrote the introduction and the foreword and probably the first chapter, but the reason it's taking so long is I need to find out what I can say and what I can't say, because apparently when I say it, I always seem to get nailed to the floor. So once I've actually got it all cleared and I can say things, then the book will be out. But going back to what you were saying, this guy arranged to film in the Black Country Museum while it was still being built. It wasn't even open when we did that. So we was in this disused portion of a corrugated section that hadn't been built. It was January the 5th, 1985, so it's freezing cold. So all you people who've been watching the Stack Attack video and think there's not a lot of colour in it, that's the colour version. We're really, really cold and dying. So next time you watch it, just think of how we suffered for that.
Didn't you say that the others could wear coats, but because you'd got these big
Oh
spikes?
yeah, I looked like something from Mad Max. So basically, I had to just give it a bit of that on a brazier and hope that was going to save me. The others were wrapped in big fur coats.
Oh my God.
The faggots. But
You were hardcore.
no choice. I had to be hardcore. The filming was done on a barge that was set in the ice. It was actually stuck in the ice, so that's how cold it was.
Good
and
God.
to get the different shots, they just turned the camera left and right. But it was brilliant. I wouldn't change it for the world. But there's one thing that nobody knows, and I really ought to say this. Watch the video really closely. 1 minute there's smoke coming from out the battle car drum riser,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it stops, and then for some obscure reason it starts again. That's because the same roadie who did the wasp thing crawled under the car and was literally operating the two loose wires with his hands.
Oh my
So
God.
he's under all that smoke,
Oh my
making
God.
it work.
While the filming is going on.
What? Filming the video, he's just like. So I'm so
Risking
proud
his
of him.
life for the band.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud of him. Yeah.
Roadies are a blessing, aren't they? Yeah, they're absolutely the best.
Well, this particular guy, I mean, he deserves all the accolades we're
Yes.
giving him today.
Yeah.
This is a guy that was my right-hand man. His sole job in the band, when he first came in the band, was just to carry my bag and mic stand. That's all he had to do, just because I could have somebody to do that.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what it was like in those days. A bag roadie and a mic stand roadie. It's just a guy to carry the drink, a guy to bring the food in.
Yeah.
It just got sillier and sillier, But this guy, he's been with us through all the trouble. He stayed with me. He stayed loyal through all the legal hassles. He's been a good friend. He's always been there. And remember I told you about the Liverpool incident where the guy tried to throw the cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
The story ended when, after I'd hit the guy, the bouncer then decides to pick me up by the neck and starts slamming me against the wall.
Oh my God.
Now I'm trying to sing at the time.
Oh my
so it's like,
God.
this little guy, this little roadie runs up to this huge bouncer and just goes, bang! And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I
End of
wish
the
I'd been at
night,
that
end of the
gig.
night, the manager from the club, he comes over and he says, "Who was the guy that was causing you all this trouble?" To the big bouncer, and then looks down at this little guy that's just floored him, and he went, "You are joking! You are sacked! You are so sacked!" Oh, there's one story that he's really got to hear. It's got to be the ultimate payback by the Feminists. Wrathchild was the ultimate chauvinistic band. We were the champions of chauvinism. Gladly I've lost those sort of traits now. I respect women. Yeah, right.
Good job.
We played a place in Edinburgh called The Venue, and come off stage and to go to our dressing room. There's a flight of stairs, a little bit of a corridor. There was the dressing room. The most fantastic strategic manoeuvre I've ever seen from any fans. These feminists trapped me at the bottom of the stairs and the band at the top of the stairs, and then decided they wanted to fight. Now I'm saying these are women. One doesn't normally want to fight women, but these were armed to the teeth. And it was only after I got the pint of female urine tipped over my head and the dead pigeon slammed in my face, I thought it was time to actually do something about this.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I really, really do apologise to women everywhere. I am not proud of this moment, but one of them took a swing for me. I hit her, she bounced off the wall, and then all hell broke loose.
Oh my God.
And this ended when a big bouncer grabbed me by the neck, pulled me in through the dressing room door, and says, "You've narrowly missed a kitchen knife by that far."
Oh my god.
This was the extent of how loved our band was back in the day.
Ah.
And I mean, what's so wrong with playing with scantily clad women and spray cream anyhow?
I wouldn't have a problem with it personally, but there we go.
Although it does actually coagulate the vocal cords.
Ah.
I wouldn't try this at home.
No.
So you're planning to emulate this love with Wildside Riot?
Wildside Riot is a completely different thing altogether. Wildside Riot is bringing the music out. We're having a ball. We're going to create a party per gig, but there's none of that silly stuff that we used to do.
Yeah.
That's for like young people and long gone. You know, a 50-year-old doing those sort of things now would just look really, really stupid. You know, you could say, oh, it looks cool. It looks really, really like cool or whatever.
Yeah.
But no. You know, a 50-year-old gobbing spray cream down somebody's chest is not really very good, is it? Not to mention perverse.
No. And what about the shades? Do the shades ever come off? Or?
No.
And are you one pair of shades, or is it
I
those are the shades?
I actually own about 30 plus pairs of shades, and I sort of collect very strange shaped shades. Why? Shades by name, shades by nature, as the tattoo testifies.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
can you
cool.
see that? I
You
probably
can't see that because
but-
you get as far as shad.
Yeah, it says shad. Yeah.
It says shad. Well, I do sure it
Shad.
says shades.
Nice.
But, I love my tattoos, I must admit.
So we're going to play a little bit of footage from the old Wrathchild days. And
Why
obviously when the new Wildside Riot video comes out, we will absolutely show that
Yeah,
too.
we
but-
didn't want to show it in a half-finished state. We want you to see the full thing.
Yeah.
We think it might be quite interesting.
Yeah.
In
But-
what way? We're not quite sure yet.
Cool.
Are we allowed to know anything about it or not yet?
Well,
Is
let's
that-
put it this way. At the moment, we're sort of talking about a disused car park and about 200 female extras.
Oh,
But watch this space.
can I be an extra? So tell us about the Wrathchild video then, the one that we're about to watch.
This was actually filmed back in 1984 for a television programme on Central Television. That's Birmingham station. And it was broadcast live across Europe at the time. This does not capture what the band is about because the band was too risque to even show what the band was about. This is a diffused version, but it does give you an indication as to what our world was like.
It's fantastic. And we're going to play the first song from the show, which is Stack Attack.
Stack
Is that
Attack.
right? Mm-hmm. So, well, I guess before we show that video, we should say thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very
for
much. It's been a
coming
real
in.
pleasure.
Very nice
It's been
meeting
really lovely to meet you. Can't
Oh,
wait
I'll
to
see
hear
you.
how
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
too.
Wildside Riot goes on.
you. Yeah,
New album, 2012. Be there.
exactly.
Or be...
Oh no, we don't do the be there,
We
be
don't do the
square.
or.
We don't do that phrase. We
Yeah.
say be there or we send the boys round.
We know who you are.
And we know where you live.
We'd like to take this opportunity to wish all Guitarist TV viewers, and especially the Black Country Show viewers, a very happy Christmas. And from all the guys, I'm sure we all hope that you have a peaceful...
We wish you a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, etc.
and a happy New Year. And
Beautiful.
hopefully we'll see you in the new year with a brand new show and lots of more rock and roll stories from years gone by.
Fantastic. Here's the video.